Welcome to game number 2 of our second series here. First game of the series going to Primorix, holding off the Naniwa 4-gate from 60, and then just macroing up and running to that late game Viper Hydra Roach push, and just being so much more than 60 could handle. Primorix took game 1. So, Mike, do you want to take us through the introductions here?
Sure, alright. In the bottom we have 60APM from Infinity Gaming, who only plays with 60APM. And in the top we have Primorix, who, from what I saw, was definitely playing at a higher level than his rank last game. I don't know, I'm not good with introductions.
Yep. Well, that's why we practice. We'll have more opportunity to practice.
Oh my god, this probe.
All right,
this
so
probe.
you were inquiring, Mike, as to why 60 would pick this map, and I'm not 100% sure, but I do know that he has quite a few proxy cheeses in his arsenal, and we may be seeing one of those here. It's especially effective with this back area here to drop a Stargate in there, and I think that might be what he's aiming to do.
Do it, 60. Cannon
just getting
rush.
A good
yeah,
quick
it's
scout.
a cannon rush. For sure, he got a Forge on 12 supply.
Alright, so he is just poking around, and this probe hopefully will be able to drop some aggressive pylons.
Oh, all the drones. Nope, never mind.
At least I hope it's a cannon rush. Anything else wouldn't make any sense here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Probe being annoying, getting the pylon block there on the natural. Not much going down for 60 as of yet. Looks like he's ready to drop a Nexus. This is a very early approach to a Forge fast expand, I guess.
I mean, he's
He
being
let
safe.
that pylon finish, so he's going to drop the cannon there more than likely. But he needs to get over to the...
And Primorix
the new
opting
base.
to take his first expansion over in the third position here, as he's going to have to work to clear out that pylon before he takes his natural. 6 Zerglings on the way to clear out the pylon, so it shouldn't be long. Photon cannon here going down. Those Zerglings should be out in time to get rid of this. Yeah, 2 Zerglings already streaming down.
61 madness
Probably
is this.
not going to get much done here. Plenty of Zerglings on the way. It's going to be cleaned up pretty easily. Cannon is cancelled. Probe being chased around, and this is all going to get mopped up without much drama here.
I mean, I think if he wanted to do damage here, he should have delayed the Nexus for this. As it stands, he didn't really force much. I mean, he forced a lot of Lings out, which maybe he wasn't expecting, but that's one thing in his favor. He did delay all his tech, though, his gateway and everything.
Yep,
For
patch
not very
going
much.
down. Plenty of Lings here for Primorix. Those Lings gonna have a little bit of utility in scouting, but would have been much more beneficial as drones in this early game here. No drones yet at his expansion over in the third position.
Yeah, the thing about all these Lings is, if he wanted to, he could just run in. I mean, you could wall in with a probe, but not every Protoss keeps a probe at the wall. And I don't know if 60 is going to move that probe when he puts a Cybercore down, in which case 10 Lings running past a cannon would at least get 6 through.
Yep.
Definitely a good way to make use of them.
Yep, Cybercore going down. Oh, he's debating on where to put it. I think walled a little bit awkwardly, so just sort of trying to figure out where the best place for that is. These Lings being put to good use, spreading, looking around for proxies anywhere on the map. Primorix, always very thorough about scouting every possible nook and cranny of each map. Overlord's moving out here from the third. Vision of Primorix, pretty good. Also setting himself up for a good scout in a minute or two here with another Overlord to sacrifice through the main and see if there's any tech decisions being made.
That wall looks so easy to bust. Kind of disappointed he's not.
Yeah, the pylon and the cannon there, definitely very inviting for Banelings. If you can take out a pylon and a cannon with the same Banelings, it's gonna be a good day to be a Zerg.
The cannon doesn't even wall with the Nexus. You could just run links through there. I saw him sneak a probe through it.
Oh.
I mean, it might play a factor later. It's obviously not going to now, even though, as a Zerg, you should always test the front of a Protoss' base with your first slings. Just
Yeah, you never know if you can get in or not. It looks like Primorix just droning hard behind this. A little bit more Atlas lag here. Yeah, seriously. Everyone's just like, oh, this is normal. Yeah, great map vision here for Primorix. If we take a second and just look at his vision, there is nothing getting through the middle of the map here without him seeing as he moves in his Overlord to see if he can spot anything in the main, see what direction 60 is going to take his tech. We know that there's a Robo coming, but is Primorix going to spot it with this Overlord?
I don't know what this Protoss is doing, to be honest. He's got 2 gateways, for whatever reason. 2 gateways doesn't really contribute much to your production. He's got a Robo in the back, but, yeah, I don't know.
Yep, 4 more gateways now going down, bringing the grand total to 6. So 6 gateways and a Robo for 60 here. Not sure what exactly he's aiming for. Warp Prism coming out of the robotics facility, so that's a pretty big tell there.
Yeah, this build, I think, is the 2 Immortal in a Warp Prism followed by a +1 6 gate. It's actually really strong, and I saw SOS do it to beat Jaedong in BlizzCon finals. What you do is you get your Warp Prism, you get 2 Immortals into it, and there's really nothing a Zerg can do to stop that. I mean, it's... Right now there might be, but if it was timed out correctly, there shouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't even have layer done by the time this is finished. But I mean, it's just a 6 gate with a Warp Prism at this point.
Yep, so Warp Prism going to have great utility here to be able to move around and poke in the back and attack, spread your army of the opponent out a little bit. As you mentioned, timing probably not going to hit so precisely. Lair already down. 3 Spore Crawlers are being made behind each of the mineral lines. So Primorix being very thorough here in defending all of his bases, and this is one of his sort of trademarks. He's always very methodical, doesn't forget little steps at any point in the game.
Yeah, he just lost a Mothership core to a Spore Crawler. I'm trying to be as nice as I can about this game, but it seems like Primorix is clearly the superior player here.
Yeah, Primorix, I mean, just looking at the production tab, Primorix got a whole slew of upgrades coming. He's got Roach Speed, plus range for Hydras, and he's got 1/1 missile and carapace attacking upgrades going, as well as a Hive already started here. So it looks like he's got his 3-base economy up and rolling, and he's ready to get moving here.
In 60's defense, he didn't even ladder last season. I think he played like 5 games on ladder.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, I don't really know what his builds are tailored to do. I think he's going for the same build as last game, but Stalkers don't really have any way to get away if you lose your Mothership core.
Yeah,
it's
these
kind of a big
links just
investment.
pecking away here. Roach is going to come back up and clean up this. I'd like to see those Stalkers turn around and shoot these Zerglings. These Zerglings should not be getting kills on these Stalkers. Yeah. 2 Stalkers fall down. Finally back to the base. Those are just probably move command all the way back. Stalkers, Zerglings getting a couple free kills there that just should be completely avoided with a little bit of micro.
Yeah, Hive is going to finish before any Colossi are even out, so what timing he might have is just going to be nullified by the Vipers, and I think we're going to see a repeat of last game, except he might not even secure a 3rd base this game.
Yeah, it is looking that way. Primorix does have Overlord's spewing creep here on 2 of the possible expansions, so this wide open expansion, not the best for a Protoss player to take against the Zerg. Just so much wide open space and different attack paths in there. It's just no way it's going to be safe. Drop here in the main, forcing the main mining to stop for a moment as the army moves up to clean up these 5 Zealots. Drones return to work as the army arrives, so a little bit of delaying here by 60. but just probably not going to be enough as 2 Vipers already on the field, 10 more Hydras in production, Hydra speed almost completed. As soon as these Vipers get charged up, I'm guessing we see Primorix just push across the field.
Yep. You don't see it often, but Vipers do actually shut down Warp Prism Harass if you can find it and pull it into your Hydras. I like to do that from time to time because otherwise you have to keep a group of Roach Hydra back the entire game, and that really limits your army. So it's always good to shut down the Warp Prism as soon as you can.
Yeah, and definitely we can see how pesky just 4 or 5 Zealots can be. This base almost falling to a little bit of Zealot harass, but not enough to slow the swarm of Primorix here as he gets ready to move across the field. He is checking to see if there's a 3rd expansion, but there is none. Primorix now maxed, 4 Colossi waiting with a small group of gateway units here as Primorix just sort of organizes his army a little bit and goes ahead and moves into this. We're going to have an engagement here. Viper's getting ready. Viper's pulling 2 of the Colossus back. Needs to micro these Colossus back into the safety of this cliff here. 2 more Colossus come over. They are getting pulled back. He is able to save that 1 Colossus. Good job microing from 60. Zerglings come in from the far side. All the units pushing forward. Zerglings are probably going to be enough to help overwhelm and mop this up. Colossus on the high ground, needs to pull that other one back. 2 Colossus remain alive, but that's not going to do too much. These Vipers, fortunately, out of energy. Another warp incoming. I would have liked to see Primorix macroing a little bit harder behind this to have reinforcements ready to just seal the deal in this game, but instead he's going to have to wait.
Yeah, I mean, he could have remaxed, but he's going Ultras for some reason. I don't think Ultras is the right tech choice to transition out of Roach Hydra Viper. Just because you're getting ranged upgrades, so, you know, they don't benefit very well from those.
Yeah, we saw this sort of automatic transition last game, too. He was prepping to go Ultras as well. I think just a remax on the Roach Hydra Viper here would just be an easy win for this game. Now he's got a little bit of a warp in here, and gonna lose more Hydras than necessary if he can micro this Colossus well.
Yeah, his entire army is Hydras, and that doesn't do very well against Colossi.
Yep, Stalkers and some Zealots warping in. Warp Prism able to provide some instant support here. Ultra goes down, 2 Colossus on the field. Not much gateway units to support this. 2 more Ultras on the way. Lots of Lings and some Hydras.
He needs to fall back, regroup with his entire army. He can't keep throwing away his reinforcements into the huge the huge Protoss death ball.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not even that big, but still.
Screaming in, yes. A little bit of micro. If he can avoid that Ultra, he should be able to escape unscathed. Not all of Primorix's units are attacking, but even this small amount of reinforcements is enough to clean this up.
Yeah, it was a little bit sloppy, but he did hold in the end. And that should be game.
Yep. 60 still only on 2 bases. Calls the GG. Primorix taking game number 2 to move on as the winner